is how I play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude. And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Let's see what Keem has to say about me. Are you ready? Alright, here we go.
Dear darksydephil, DsP, I owe you an apology. I do. Last night, I was just being a hater, and worse than that, I was being hypocritical. For those of you that don't know the context, we were watching a Review Tech USA exposed documentary last night. There was a section that came up between DSP and Review Tech USA, and my chat was spamming DSP is king because he's having a redemption arc right now because of the casino. And I basically said something along the lines of, you guys can all like have this little troll that he's king, but that guy's still a loser and he's going to remain a loser. He's always going to be on level 1, da-da-da-da-da-da. And this morning I woke up thinking about that and I'm like, I am just being a fucking hater. I'm just being a hater. But more than that, I'm being hypocritical. What is lolcow live, right? Part of it is redemption arc for Wings and Boogie. You know what I mean? So why am I hating on someone else having a redemption arc moment? Like that didn't sit right with me. So I owe you an apology, darksydephil. I may think in my head that you're not going to take advantage of this opportunity and you're going to end up right where you are, but I shouldn't hope that. I shouldn't put that energy out there, right? So yeah, I know we have our differences and whatnot, but I was wrong to shit on you last night and shit on the moment that you're having. And I apologize. Dear Dark...
Whoa, almost replayed it. Okay, so that's it in its entirety. Unedited, no commentary from me on it whatsoever. I felt like the best way to approach it would be to do an honest playing of what it is. So you guys now have heard what he had to say.
There's an insanely huge group of people who love the drama and all they want to do is, jump in on it.
And what I'd like to do is just go through and actually try to get some public opinion on if you guys think that I should actually respond to Keemstar or not. So we'll just scroll all the way to the bottom here. And we're probably not going to read all of them, but we'll try to get through them here. So we got, no, LOL, Keemstar is begging on his knees for you to entertain his dead show, LOLOLOL. Just don't let him worm his way into getting you on his show unless you want to. You should glaze him like you did on side-scrollers. You're a grown man, figure it out. He says in this apology, right? I'm sorry for being a hater because I was crapping on you last night, but I noticed in the chat as I was crapping on you that everyone was in my chat saying Phil is king, Phil is king. Everyone was being positive towards you. And I recognized that. And it took me time to think about it, but now I kind of admit I'm being hypocritical and a hater because I myself make content that's supposed to be redemption arc content for Boogie and Wings. And for me to then say that what is happening to you is bullshit and you're still going to be a loser and on level 1 is very hypocritical because it's going against what I'm doing, right? So for that, he apologized, right? But when he apologized, you got to listen to the context. Number 1, he basically said in his apology, he does still think I'm a loser. Like,
Yes!
like, did you hear that? He basically said in his apology, well, I do still think you're going to fail, but just because I think you're still going to fail doesn't mean that I should be a hater, right? So he's apologizing for basically crapping on me publicly on his stream, but he literally just kind of pocket sneaked this there and said, well, I still am going to hate you and think you're a jerk and you're always going to fail anyway, right? So has his opinion actually changed towards me? No, absolutely not. It's just he's apologizing for publicly attacking me in that way. It is still an apology, though. And that's something different. That's something big, no? To actually get an apology out of Keemstar. I mean, how many people have actually gotten an apology like that out of Keemstar? Probably not many. Probably he has over the years, I'm sure. But a guy like him, so egotistical and everything, to actually, like, apologize like that, right? Is something different, you know? It's kind of weird. It's weird to hear that. We'd even be talking about that, you know, this morning, okay? Anyway, continuing on, right? So, him apologizing for crapping on me on his stream, all right, fair enough. And listen, here's the thing. He has a right to have any opinion on me he wants, okay? He does. I can't change someone's opinion. That's on someone else to change their opinion. Many of you had really bad negative opinions about me for how many years, right? And now all of a sudden, many of you have come by and genuinely started checking out my content. You realize that you like it, and now you're enjoying the ride, right? That's awesome. You know, maybe in time, that could be something that would happen with Keem.
Oh, I love you. I love you, Rio. Oh, I love you. Oh.
Right? Maybe what it is he thinks that I'm just gonna, within, you know, a month, I'm just gonna flub it all, and I'll be right back to where I started. And you know what? I kind of feel like that too. I've already told you guys here on this very podcast that I feel like success is fleeting, that I've been to this level already. I've been above the level I'm at right now before in the past. I used to be one of the most prominent gaming YouTubers. I used to get 10 million views a month on YouTube, and that's not an exaggeration. That's what this channel was bringing in at its height of popularity. And by the way, we should say this too. The one reason why he's apologizing is because of the chat. You understand that? Like, he was streaming this documentary about Rich. That was very, you know, anti-Rich. He was slamming Rich and everything. And the segment came up about me, and he says, oh, he's a loser, whatever. And the chat's like, no, he's king. Don't you understand? People like him now. We're watching his content. All that stuff is bullshit. We don't care about it. We like Phil now. And it's not right that you're slandering him like this on your stream. It's just old, tired shit. Cut it out. Phil's king. And then when he saw that, he realized, oh, so I guess the shtick won't work anymore, right? Like, the shtick literally will not work. I can't just sit here and crap on Phil anymore because public opinion has changed.
Fuck you. You're a liar.
And now I have to change too, because if I keep the same old, tired, hate on Phil shtick going, people are going to say that I'm outdated, I'm tired, I'm not with the times, right? And that's how Keem is. He wants to stay in line with what's popular. And so he's now, that was probably the first time he even knew that I was going through any kind of a redemption arc. But Keem, I got a question for you, all right? You remember when you were trying to get me to be part of your show, and instead of actually approaching me like a respectable person or a human or a professional, you yelled at me on your Twitter account, much like you just made this proclamation on your Twitter account, that I needed to contact you right away because there was an offer of $50,000 that was going to expire, right? You're basically making demands. Do you remember that? And you remember how I was willing to have a discussion, but you basically couldn't contact me like a normal human with respect or dignity, like a business person. Instead, you expected me to drop everything in my life and work to contact you. You remember that, right? Okay. Now, you remember that after that happened, right, that then you continuously started to harass me systematically for about a year, saying negative things about me on your timeline. I mean, just a couple things here. I mean, you remember when you said that you were going to contact my friends and family to try to get dirt on me, and you were going to put all that out publicly, remember? That you were going to have a special edition of your show? You remember when you said that you were going to personally finance a Netflix documentary about me? Anyone remember that one? You remember last year I was on this show, it was called Side Scrollers, and when I was on the show, because the show was so popular at the time, because it was a rare interview with me, that you showed up and tried to make it about you, you posted up saying that you were considering legal action against me because I had an opinion about your show stating that I felt that it was scripted. And you said that me saying that on my show, without prefacing it saying that it was my opinion, means that I was stating it as a fact, and that means that it's defamation or slander. I mean, I could actually analyze that for about an hour and completely destroy you, but I'm not going to because it's not worth my time. Perhaps if we didn't have this long and storied history of you punching down on me, right? Like, I don't have enough shit to put up with my detractors, who are insane clowns, who are trying to ruin my life and my business and my family, right? Like, that's not hard enough on me. I need to have Keemstar also punching down into the pile on me, right? You know, maybe if we didn't have that history, I would have watched this apology and I would have been like, you know what? I believe it. Basically, being what's called a fair weather friend. What that means is, hey, when things are going good, now you want to ride that wave, right? You want to be associated with someone when they're popular, when people are liking them, when it benefits you. And then the moment that public opinion tips or dips, you drop them like a hot rock, right? That's it. You ride the trends. And listen, to some extent, maybe that should be well respected. Because you know what? You could definitely get over in life doing that, all right? Personally, I think it's abhorrent. I think that that's a very low moral standard, being honest here. But, hey, you basically have made a living doing it for how long, and you're continuing to do it. Here, that's all this is. Your chat told you, oh, Phil's doing good now, he is king, you really shouldn't do the old shtick anymore. It doesn't work. And you immediately decided to change your tune and do this apology to me. Okay? But we know who you are. You're not a newcomer to the game. You've been in the game for so long. You have this track record. We know your personality. We know your intentions. All right? This is not some new shocking thing. Now, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've gotten this entire thing wrong. Maybe I've just gotten so many misconceptions about Keemstar from things I've heard. Then again, I do have this track record of nasty things he's done to me, so that's the experience I'm coming from. But maybe I'm wrong, all right? And so, in that spirit, okay?
What I'd like to do is I would like to say, I would make an offer that I will appear on his lolcow podcast for a very small contribution to the King's coffers of $50,000. Oh my God!
What the fuck? Whoa! Whoa!
Stay on his ass, Cole. Don't lose him.
What in the fuck was that, dude? It's called fucking greed. If you would like to pay me $50,000 to appear on his show for a 2-hour segment, I will appear on his show for 2 hours for $50,000.
And no, this is not a joke. 50 grand, and I will appear on his show. Now I'm actually making a real public offer that's actually, not bullshit, all right? 50 grand. And I will come on your show for 2 hours, and we will talk about whatever. I mean, don't expect me to be doing any kind of crazy shit, but since you're so desperate to have the king on your show, I mean, literally you've talked about me like every fucking show, pretty much. I mean, you had entire episodes dedicated to me. It only seems fair that the king should be collecting his tithes and taxes, right? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, 50 grand, and I'll go on the lolcow show for 2 hours, one live show, and we'll do whatever. Okay? Fair enough. Or, I'll make a counter offer for you, because I'll be honest, I've seen the show recently. It's not very good. It's pretty bad. All right? The show is pretty much on its last legs at this point. And by the way, I'll say this too, no counter offers. It's either you accept the offers or nothing. There's no counter offer. We're not going to negotiate. This is, now you're in the king's court. You understand? I hold the cards now. So I control the situation, not you. I have all the power here, not you. So it's either 50 grand or nothing. 50 grand or I'm not going to be on your show. But I do have another offer for you.
Oh my God, he's drinking salt.
You appear here on my Level 1 podcast. For free. You don't have to pay to be on my show. You can be a guest on my show. And we'll have a conversation live. What do you think about that? Now here's the thing. In order to actually have that happen, Keemstar would actually have to find a way to lower himself to my level on level 1. Because usually what he does is he'll go on his Twitter and he'll scream and be like, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to be following you on Twitter. I'm not going to, if you actually literally go on Twitter right now and say, I accept, I don't give a fuck. You actually have to contact me like a man, like a business transaction, which is what this should be. Not you screaming like a child on Twitter and acting like an immature child. I want you to actually, contact me via a method that makes sense. Mail, it exists. I have email, right? Twitter, I do have a Twitter account. You're blocked on there. All right, so what I will do now, just to show good faith, the wrong mouse. To show good faith, I'll go and I'll unblock Keemstar.
Wow. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict. Phil has indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone. I just care about money. I just can't help it. By eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you. No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. It's the guy who just doesn't get reality.